how do you navigate the inevitable reactions of disbelief that you may get from the average person who still has trust in the mainstream, trust in the politicians, the media companies? How do you navigate communicating these stories to people that they may struggle to even be able to believe, even if they want to?
Yeah.
To the average person, not someone who is already in the circles that you're operating in.
Yeah. When I came out of the shadow in 2017, when I brought my testimony on screen, one of our supporters out of America, also in Belgium, another Belgium, yeah, your country is very international, very open. He learned me a word what I didn't knew before, and that was cognitive dissonance. Because that's the words I didn't have, but are exactly the words about what is happening. Coming out, like today, sharing things of your life and how it gives an impact on people who are not knowing all these things. So that gives this cognitive dissonance. It gives you a very unpleasant feeling inside of yourself, and it takes you, if you're not careful, it takes you out of your comfort zone. Because if you start to believe that maybe only 1% is true, it's already shaking your life who was till then. So denying it, rejecting it, is a very common thing. Like, nope, ignore it, it's not in my life, it doesn't exist, it's a fantasy, oh, he's a liar, whatever they make of it, it's keeping your comfort zone. I have testimonies from people who are coming out of, so to speak, the mainstream. A family in America was giving a testimony that it was coming really in, and it turns everything upside down within this house, within this family. So with the mother, father, the children, even the grandmother, all. They didn't sleep well for at least 1 week because their whole life was going upside down.
By this knowledge of how the world works.
Yeah.
And so some might say that, some people are ready to believe that the banks have too much power and that wars are for making money, but when they hear Satanism or world control, they say no, that can't be true. Have you considered that if you focused your message on the banks and left out some of these stories, you might recruit more people?
Yeah.
And what is the cost and the benefit of telling your full life story, including the parts that some people aren't ready to hear?
Yeah. Well, if it's about, I heard you saying, what are the benefits of telling your story, your life story? Well, this will be a very short answer. If it's about me and my family, that's nearly nothing. We get only the shit, the misery, the troubles, the attacks. It's not a life you want to choose. I'm very strong, I'm very well trained. That's the privilege of being first a bastard. I don't get upset very often, and I know how to handle everything. But if you were coming out a normal life, a comfort zone and you get all the shit what we have the last 6 years, oh my god, you want to hang yourself. The bonus, the presence we get out of it is through the testimonies. And that's where to pay the price completely. Because if you see that there are really fundamental changes happening in people, like what was happening with myself, in my case it was very extreme. It was afterwards seen needed to give me this extreme experience, even including the near death, to get me on the right track, on my blueprint. Because everybody has a blueprint. And if you get testimonies from all over the world during the last 6 years, that are the big presents, that are unpayable. If a life changed fundamentally in the right direction, heading to the blueprint to be a real brother or sister on earth, embracing the light, it's unpayable. So that's coming out. That keeps us going. Because there is one sentence which is always there, and it's very softly, but it's repeating. Let the children come to me. Always. And it's not only about physical children, it's also about the inner child who is locked up in the adults. We are all children. And that's taken away most of the time. I have now 2 kids. And my youngest son bought on a flea market just recently pinky shoes. And he's proud of it. And like, bro, look at me, man, with my pinky shoes. In the program, blue is for boys, pinky is for girls. This child is free because the parents were not programming him, and the school he is in either. They are free. So we are raising and supporting children to be free, to be themselves. Our inner child deserves the same, to step out of the program, to be yourself, because you're unique. It's not only because of your iris. An iris scan, nobody has the same eyes. It's everywhere visible that we are unique. So why is it that we are not living in that way? It's because of the program, it's because of the systems. So the benefit of giving my testimony is that it gives liberation for people who are open for it, who are touched in the deepest of themselves, who knew already but never got aware. So now it's more understandable for them. My brains, my spirit, my heart, and it starts moving people in a different direction, in a much better direction. But no, if it's about manifestation of a new financial platform, it started already in 2009 when my wife was pregnant for the first child, and with the hand on her huge belly, she asked me, how do we change this world in a better place for our child and for all the other children in this world? And that's the reason why this financial platform is now available, because I said to her, then you have to change the financial system, because that's the main key for all changes in this planet. So there, it was coming all from that situation with the pregnancy. And if I was smart enough not to tell my life story, I'm sure we had already the financial platform up and running. Because with my testimony, we destroyed a lot of possibilities. Because I came out. So the system of the Satan got really angry. Because when I was one of the pupils, and I know all the tricks, and now it turns against accepting King Yeshua as my king and serving the body of Christ. On top, also now transforming a financial platform. Wow! In an energetic way, that's creating fire in the other side. But I know how to deal with this. I know that I only can act, react, and be in my own space. I can't fight. It's not allowed to fight. If you start fighting, you lose. Just manifestate in your own space. That's the way to go. And stay in your free will and keep your shields up, energetic, without a fear. Because fear is making hole in your energetic shields. And then it can enter. And then you get this la 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 whole day. Fear, fear, fear. Not doing whatever. It's the same reaction you get from the people. Oh, he must be controlled opposition, because if he is really who he is, he must be dead now. Fear. All programs. And as long as whole humanity believes in these lies, they won't stand up. They won't stand up. Because if you stand up, the system will kill you. Look at Saddam Hussein, look at Gaddafi, look, everywhere are examples. But they were fighting the system. They didn't go in a sort of zen, creating their own space. Because the created space I created, peaceful, is inviting. And now there are more than 5,000, I think maybe already 10,000 people who are connected in a way with my space, so it's also their space. And it can grow. If 100,000, let's say, you make this public and it touches people, and they say, hey, let's try it, why not? You have not much to lose anymore. Then it can become 100,000 people of America. Or if the Europeans are also listening, it can be 1 million. And if you start to be a group of 1 million people investing in a completely different way in this world, it starts to be noticed. And it's not new. In Spain, in the north of Spain, Mondragon, a cooperative, and they have exactly what I'm talking about. This is also a very important name for people to search.
Yuval Harari.
Yeah.
Wrote Sapiens, right?
He is pure honesty. Telling the truth about what's being rolled out and what is the future. Not the future we want.
And he's pretty mainstream.
It is in the education system of the Netherlands to read the books of Yuval Harari. It's in our education system.
Yeah.
And it's about the transhumanism. It's about downloading any language you wish.
Yeah. Is he in favor of that though? Or against? Or he's just talking about it?
He's top advisor of World Economic Forum.
Oh, okay.
And World Economic Forum is connected with the World Health Organization and with the United Nations and with Agenda 21 and Agenda 2030, which now, at least in the Netherlands, is rolled out. They we are the second producer of food worldwide. I think America's first, but That's a detail. They're destroying now our whole infrastructure to get rid of all the farmers. The program is also running in America now. And next year, the biggest factory of artificial meat will be set up and operational in Spain to export, at least to America, artificial meat. And the meat is built, raised by cancer cells of animals. So, nice meat for the barbecue.
And so
to eat cancer cells.
So this is all just to make money, or because these elites want to cause destruction?
They, of course, they are sucking energy and they're making the usual things. Of course, they are involved, but they, especially this guy, is not making not a secret of what is also known as the Georgia Guidestones, to make a big reduction of the human race, to go to the level of 500 million till 1 billion, sorry. He's not making any secret of it. No, not at all. So he's a very interesting guy if you want to know the future. A few months ago, the president of the International Monetary Fund, the IMF, was in America in a financial innovation manifestation. And she was honored to introduce worldwide the Universal Monetary Unit. That's all now. Also known as the Unicoin. And I don't go, well, if you know the details behind it, then you end up with the statue of Satan, but that's another line. This is the central bank digital currency, who is now in action and will be rolled out in all the countries worldwide. There are a few who are not cooperating, but if you go to cbdctracker.org, you can follow everything about what's rolled out now worldwide. And that means we go to the crypto 2.0. It's you can read about it in the white papers of the NSA of 1997. All the technique, the crypto technique, because it was already existing. Then later it was given to the people. The people worldwide have adopted the cryptocurrencies as liberating coins. It's not. But now the people are ready for their own cryptocurrency, CBDC. Programmer, they can program the coin, so they decide what is your footprint on CO2, carbon dioxide. Oh, you were flying with a plane, no, not allowed for 10 years anymore. We have to think about our environment. So they can make it very programmable. So full control. That's coming up. And that, in combination with the smartphone, another thing that people now adopt worldwide already for a long time, QR code is now adopted because of the last few years. Digital identity is also rolling out. We have it now in a national level, and that with the CBDC. That makes the full control of the whole human race in the future. Cash, physical cash, is gone. So this is coming up rapidly now, and it's all in the program. If people are really interested in the future, this guy, for example, Elon Musk or Yuval Harari or Klaus Schwab, all these guys who are worldwide representing their program for the benefit of the people. If they really want to know what's going on, they have to read Agenda 21, they have to read Agenda 2030, then they know the future in combination with this CBDC. They're heading now for the full control, the total control of the human race. It gives them all the benefits they had already. So sucking the energy, sucking the money, the values. It gives the total control and the opportunity, because of the world, we have to save this planet, to make a huge reduction on the population of humans. Yeah, that's also a lot of energy who is coming out of this world. It's like party time for the beings in the non-physical world. So my old wish. They say sometimes, be careful what you wish. Wow, my wish is coming up. Not full destruction. They want to keep at least 500 million to 1 billion as servants, and the rest useless egos.
So if the body of Christ is to stop this, describe your vision for how that's going to happen, and what it's going to look like. How do you win?
Well, it is quite simple. Everybody who has listened to our conversation and start to stand up, even, let's say, I'm willing to go for a better world. I want to invite them to go to the UnitedPeople.org, UnitedPeopleFoundation.org website. In a search machine, it pops up rapidly. Because it's all based on this free will, and if this free will decide to say no, to say stop to all the misery, all the old systems, you have to stand up. Then I want to invite them to go to this website. In the left there is a menu and there is movement. If you click on movement, you get all the sub-menus. One of them is the Declaration of Peace. I was writing this in summertime 2018. It's all coming, it's never that I wrote it, it's with inspiration, given inspiration. And the first step people have to do if they really want to have change is reading carefully the Declaration of Peace. Below the Declaration of Peace there is the 12 points of movement, of 12 points of change. And there is also the new Declaration of Human Rights. It's based on the old one, but we wiped out all evil parts. So the United Nations is out. It's now United People. So we transform an existing document for the benefit, for serving the human race in a real way. And if they go to read the Declaration of Peace with the underlying document, 12 points of change and the new Declaration of Peace, if they read it by heart, not by brains, but by heart, and they start signing, the invitation is to sign this, then they do a very first big step in an energetic way. Because you put your free will on the map, on this planet, and you say no to the old, and you say yes to the new, and it's also an agreement with yourself. An agreement to support a good stewardship of all life. For yourself, is first step, and then for the others. And if we are lucky, maybe even contact with the outer dimensions, like restoring contact with the source of life. Who knows? But this one is so important with the underlying documents, because if you start to create a cooperative, worldwide, but also local, all working together, as a body. We are humans, we are damaged, we do our best, also in the good things. But then it's quite handy to have this signed documents, because if you notice that I'm going on a path not so nice, you can remind me, hey Ronald, you remember we all agreed in this general agreement about not destroying, not killing children, and so on and so on. We can remind each other based on a simple document. It's like the old Ten Commandments. That's the first step. It's a step with yourself to agree on a new way of behaving, a new way of acting and doing.